Yeah, listen. We f***ed up.
As usual, before the guide, a huge thanks to everyone for the support on the channel. We're halfway to 1k and I'm planning to do a Q&A when that day comes. I also received some recognition from SVB on Twitter and Reddit as he replied to one of my guides, which I'm still kind of shocked by as he's been in my inspirations tab for quite a while now, and I've been watching his content for over 2 years. Without further ado, here's the Ana guide.
Ana's primary fire, the insert biotic here. Makes Ana fire darts dealing 70 damage or healing over 0.6 seconds respectively. If Ana zooms in, the shots will be hit scan, and if unscoped, the shots will be a projectile with a speed of 125 meters per second. The rate of fire is 1 shot per 0.8 seconds, alongside an ammo capacity of 14. Starting off with tech. Firstly, scoped shots leave a tracer behind revealing your position. This may make you vulnerable to flankers scouting you for a duel. Secondly, shots pass through full health allies, applying no effect. Thirdly, the projectile size is treated as 0.3 meters for allies, making it easier for projectile healing. However, the projectile size is smaller for enemies. Fourthly, you cancel the reload animation by using melee after the magazine is loaded into the rifle. Lastly, learn how to quickscope. As you can see on the screen, the white outline of Ana's scope appears before she actually looks down her scope. A few frames later, you want to shoot without scoping for too long. This brings me on nicely to the usage section, and why you should utilize quickscoping. Firstly, you don't need to predict the movement of your teammate if they're around a corner, as all you need to do is track them. Secondly, it minimizes how long you are spent with the movement penalty of 65% and the decreased field of view, which I'll get into why it's important. Thirdly, it maximizes the time taken to scope, unscope, then scope in, increasing your actions per minute. Knowing when to deal damage or when to heal is quite simple, similar with Moira but at range. If your team is taking damage, prioritize healing over damage. However, this does not mean you shouldn't seize opportunities such as landing 3 scoped and shots on a Pharah who is flying too high. However, as I'll mention right now, you may not want to stay scoped in for too long. So, when do you scope or hip fire? Firstly, if you are under no pressure, you can play Nani and Ana as Jane would describe, where you hard scope as Ana, playing from afar, only using cooldowns on yourself. However, in any other situation, you don't want to be hard scoping, as I'll describe the pros and cons of scoping in. Starting off with the pros. Firstly, you don't have to predict movement at all, making you hit more shots. Secondly, the healing is provided at a faster rate, meaning that overall, you consistently deal more healing over time.
I think around 21 meters is the cutoff, where if the target that you're trying to heal is 21 meters or further away from you, then you're gonna heal a lot more by scoping it. Whereas if that target is closer, you're gonna get more healing out by using the hip fire.
However, there are some notable cons. Firstly, you are prone to being one shot from range due to your reduced movement speed. Secondly, as your field of view is reduced, you may miss out teammates around you who may need healing, leading to tunnel vision. To get the best of both worlds, you should never stay scoped in as Ana for any more than 5 shots due to the negatives listed prior. Ana's first ability, Sleepy. Makes Ana fire a dart rendering an enemy unconscious for up to 5 seconds. The sleep dart deals 5 damage, has a cast time of 0.3 seconds, a projectile speed of 60 meters per second, alongside a cooldown of 12 seconds. I'll be combining both tech and usage here as there isn't much tech. Firstly, you can one-shot any 200 health hero by using sleeping first, then using your primary fire, the grenade, followed by your primary fire again, with a melee at the end. In terms of usage, there isn't anything too conceptually complex about the sleep dart. You should mainly be keeping the sleep when you are against a tracer or some other flanker, and not when using it off cooldown, as even if it hits, there are multiple downsides, as Jane goes to further elaborate here.
If you sleep this wrecking ball, which you did, what is going to happen? Nothing.
Honestly, nothing.
Nothing, right? So this also removes the threat of, like, as soon as the wrecking ball wakes up, what is he going to know? That you don't have sleep. So this is a situation where you went for like the low chance of success, low value cooldown play, which is probably the worst possible one, which is then going to remove the threat and allow the opponent to be more aggressive and take more map control, more space, because he's going to be able to use his just normal cooldowns, his pile driver to your sleep dart, second.
One small thing to mention is if you can't follow up on a slept target, you should just ignore them as they are effectively dead for 5 seconds if you maximize the duration. Other than that, save your sleep dot to prevent ultimates such as Blossom, Barrage, High Noon, Flux, and if you can aim well, Coalescence. On the off occasion, you may be able to sleep a Reinhardt who is about to use Shatter. You can also sleep cooldowns such as Hog's Breather. Ana's second ability, the insert biotic here V2. Make Sana toss a grenade dealing 60 damage and 100 healing to enemies and allies respectively, with a projectile speed of 30 meters per second, an area of effect of 4 meters, a duration of 4 seconds, and a length cooldown of 10 seconds. The affected allies receive 50% more healing than normal, including from health packs, whereas affected enemies cannot receive any healing at all. This is potentially the most conceptually difficult ability Ana wields, with one of the highest skill caps in the game. I won't be going over tech as there is hardly anything useful, and even if there is, the usage is much more important than frame-to-frame optimization. Firstly, you obviously want to hit as many people with your nade as possible. However, there are some situations in which you want to use your nade on a singular target, as Mineral goes on to elaborate here.
If you're only hitting one person, you have to use it to either save yourself or save a teammate, or if it 100% guarantees a kill.
Secondly, when playing with another main support such as Moira, which I'll go more in depth in the last section of this guide, you can use your nade on a small flank in order to secure a kill, as ML7 reveals here in a coaching review.
Oh, this is risky. If you take the Ana out, shit happens. As a general tip, when you do things like this and you see you're missing shots, hold your breath. A lot of the times you're going to see yourself shooting, you're going to see that you're hyperventilating because you start panicking. Hold your breath or take deep breaths, depends on the person. By the way, good idea. You have two options, either play on top as I said or go for a cheeky flank on the back. Good thing recognizing that Moira can keep your team alive and you can go on a kill onto Diana. That was very good. The intention matters, not the execution at this rating.
Keep in mind that in the majority of situations, you want to nade first, then land your 2 shots after. This is because the area of effect healing from potentially Briggs' Inspire, Lucio's Aura, Bap's Regenerative Burst, or Moira's lingering effects may heal up the damage taken if you shoot first, then you nade after, meaning that you need to land 1 extra shot. Thirdly, there are certain set nades you can throw in the air, and they will hit at a certain useful area. I made a video about a year ago going over these set nade spots which you can check out in the top right, although the video quality is much worse than what it is now. Fourthly, in general, you want to be going for aggressive nades that aid your front line, and forces their opposing Reinhardt to put his shield up to block your abilities. It's difficult to give exact examples of these, however. One would be if both Reinhardts are swinging at each other, or if their Reinhardt is pushing your Reinhardt backwards, in which you can land a big nade to reverse the pressure, whilst simultaneously heal your Reinhardt. For the 5th tip, Mineral goes into depth about how to win the Genji duel by using your nade correctly.
If this is the Genji, and this is his max dash range, what is your optimal position? Say if you nade yourself, this is approximately the area of effect. You want to position yourself in a way where if he max dashes, you'll be able to hit the nade on him as well. So obviously if he goes for a max range dash and you keep max range, you'll be able to accomplish that here, right? Even better, if you position yourself just outside his range, you can accomplish that here too. Then you don't take the 50 damage, but you get the nade on yourself to top yourself up and you nade him. You want to position yourself somewhere in this range.
For the last niche tip, you typically don't want to nade yourself. This is because your tanks may need the nade more than you unless you are about to die, and you can get healed by any passive healing that your team has. Ana's ultimate, Boostio, provides a 50% damage buff and damage reduction to any teammate that Ana chooses, lasting 8 seconds, alongside the capability to heal 250 health. Nanoboost can be used in 2 primary ways, aggressively or defensively. I won't be going over the first method in great detail, as ML7 made a great video and spreadsheet whether you should nano each character if they have their ultimate or not. I'll leave a link to that video alongside the spreadsheet in the description, although I will briefly cover aggressive nano boosts. Firstly, in lower ranks, you can use nano as a validation, meaning that you are indirectly saying to your teammates to push through choke. This is mainly for lower ranks, where main tank players often stay static at choke, and they are too scared to press W on their keyboards. Secondly, aggressive nano boosts are often the initiator of each fight, with the most obvious example being Nano Bleed, where you proactively start the fight. With this in mind, you want to save utility from your team to beat the opposing enemy utility. For example, a Lucio speed boost to aid your Reinhardt whilst the Nano Blade occurs will make sure that the front line is covered whilst the squishy characters die from the Nano Blade. Moving on to defensive usage, you will be making the most of the 250 healing and damage reduction to keep a teammate alive. For instance, nano boosting a Reinhardt at 100 health will drastically revert pressure due to the burst healing, in which your Reinhardt can wait for shield resource or push in, utilizing the nano boost aggressively. Alternatively, you can nano boost your other support, such as your Zen, when he buckles against a dive comp to keep him alive, which may snowball into your Zen being able to use his transcendence as you kept him alive, or for him to utilize the extra damage to gain his transcendence faster. In summary, there are 4 main uses of Ana's ultimate, of which multiple can be applied at once. Firstly, to combo with another ultimate, such as Dragon Blade. Second, to heal up a tank, or to peel for a support. Thirdly, to apply pressure. This is more intangible, and requires a high level of game sense to know when to pull off in the middle of a scrappy fight. Lastly, to build your ultimate. This can be for a Winston who only needs 20% more ult charge for Primal, in which a nano can make him go aggressive, or for a Zen to build Transcendence. Moving on to the penultimate part of this guide, positioning. Now, if you've watched my Zen guide, this section of the guide may seem all too familiar to you. The most basic HRC rule standing for health pack, route of retreat, and cover, alongside the more advanced rule of ORL standing for off angles, rotation, and line of sight also apply to Ana in a similar way. I'll link that Zen video at the outro so you can look at those details more in depth. However, there are two things I want to emphasize. Firstly, high ground. This can go hand in hand with off angles. However, high ground gives you the ability to land playmaking biotic nades much easier, alongside being able to drop at any time you want with the power of gravity in case you need to retreat. The health pack side of the acronym is also less important as you already have a health pack of your own and that of your nade. Secondly, I really want to emphasize line of sight, not just on your team, but also to the enemy team, and how you need to adapt your positioning based upon the enemy team composition. For instance, SVB goes into detail about why the standard far back Ana positioning is not strong against a Widow, and why he should be holding closer to the team.
Yoshi said, okay, well, this position is good because I'll be really far away. I can't get dove on. Absolutely correct. This is too far to get dove on with one dive. This would have to be 2 dives. The problem poses, however, is if there's a Widowmaker, this is a great angle for you to get sniped. Because if you're hard scoping from here, as you will have to heal people, very easy for you to get domed by the Widowmaker in that window there, or even on the top of the gates.
Lastly, I wanted to show this clip by Gene on where to position on Gibraltar last point.
This is going to be A, B, C, D, E, F. Where should Ana be positioned? E has literally no votes. This isn't that bad of a position. We can shoot them here. We can put a lot of damage in. There's a mini that we could retreat to here, or we could retreat to our team. E is really not that bad of a location. A lot of people have voted for F, but F zones out a lot of your nice sight lines, right? Why do I care about this door? Why do I care about that door? Why do I care about this area? And then I can't really hit people around the corner. Can't hit people in there. I can't shoot under the bridge. So I actually like E better than I like F. What's the next least voted for one? A. A is the least voted for because it was here. And I agree, that one's really bad. You have your retreat here, but this door here is very easily choked off. B is a little bit better because you have natural cover. Like a Diva Bomb placed here, for example, will kill everything in this area, even into this stairwell, but it won't get people behind the cover. So C is the most popular, really. There's this mini. I like the mini. Really long sight lines. If they have divers or flankers, it's going to be extremely difficult. But the problem is no real routes of retreat here. So C has the most votes, but I'm going to say because of the lack of retreat options, I don't really like this position. I do like D, however. It gives me some nice sight lines, some nice aggressive sight lines as people who will be using that corner. I can attack. I can use this sight line so people who think they're safe from the main firing lines can get hit from me, as well as I can retreat back to here. Or if I feel like the situation demands it, I can retreat to this mini. So the answer that I can come up with is if I did not have nano, I would start here, throw my grenade, try and get some early ult charge, and then as soon as they've started to push up, I'd just drop, and then I would defend from D. E to D is actually my favorite positioning on Ana here.
On to the final section of the guide, Backline Synergies Ana Moira. This duo provides a high amount of healing and utility. However, you want to play extremely aggressive on high grounds, letting your Moira heal the majority of your team. You want to be asking yourself whether you can output the same amount of healing playing an off support such as Lucio or Zen, who bring even more diverse utility than you. If so, you should consider swapping off of Ana on a Lucio. This pair is optimized for Brawl, as your nade provides high value in the Reinhardt versus Reinhardt Brawl. To add on this, your Lucio's area of effect healing will heal up any poke damage, and he has the ability to peel. However, your DPS may suffer from a lack of healing if you have low awareness on a Mercy. Even though Mercy is a main support, she will mainly be healing the DPS whilst you take care of the tanks. The only problem may be a lack of peeling if your Mercy is unaware, and no defensive ultimate to take care of Shatter or Grav. Ana Zen. This duo is a glass cannon. If both of you can stay alive, you are practically guaranteed a free win. However, there is no area of effect healing, and the healing provided is often extremely inconsistent due to dive, meaning that your tanks may be left defenseless. Play close to each other to peel. Ana Bap. This duo is potentially the most versatile with Ana. your DPS may struggle to get any healing. Hence running self-sufficient characters such as Reaper may be optimal. Tell your BAP to be conservative with Lamp due to the lack of any defensive ultimate and a lack of escape. Ella Brig. This is most likely Brig's strongest pair. All players on your team should receive consistent healing, alongside a great level of peel when playing Brig, and 2 aggressive ultimates. However, there is less opportunity for aggressive nades as you'll be primarily healing your tanks. Well, that's it for the guide. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. If this video also helped to raise your IQ, be sure to share it with your friends to also raise theirs. Until next time.
You, big boy without big broom, big boy how I come through, big boy without brand new cause I'm killing it.